Get these drafts ready to go here, ladies and gentlemen. We're all tingly with excitement to exactly find out what that would be, but let's just take a moment before those bands come in. Big thanks to, of course, NVIDIA Shield for helping make this possible, and the production here at ESL, it's been pretty top-notch. And now, with the first bands coming in, Rome, the story has kind of been this guy. Arden has been a huge point in this tournament.
Definitely, and it's actually very smart on Blackhawk's side because they have that first pick and first ban. Leaving Arden open and trying to first pick Adagio, make sure that Media Pixel isn't playing that secret comp that they pulled out yesterday. And looking at from Media Pixel's side is they have to pretty much ban accordingly to like how they want to build up their composition this match. Because the other team has such a big hero pool and such a vast amount of like different compilations that pretty much you're not walking into there primarily just single targeting of one hero.
Right, so of course Adagio was sort of identified as the cornerstone of this comp. Catherine is actually going to be the band here. Do you think it will actually be that Adagio?
Definitely. If I were them, I would for sure first pick this Adagio.
And there it is. All right, so 3 supports, 3 roams going to be out of this one. But Media Pixel, Bacon, what do you think they can actually go for here? Because the Koshka and the Fortress are both open.
Yeah, I mean, they're essentially going to be almost forced to take either Petal or Fortress for that roam. Obviously, you can go with like a Finn there, but you're really only going to want Finn if you're also running Saw. And if you're going to be running Saw, you also want Adagio. So the Finn is very likely not going to be an option. I would definitely expect to see either Fortress or Petal for them, but they don't even need to pick it on this rotation.
Well.
Wow.
All right, so there might not be an Adagio in the comp, but Finn and Rona are going to be the first 2 picks here, Rom.
Definitely. So they have 2 very passive scaling. Rona's going to be either in the jungle or in the lane. But with having Finn here, like, and seeing how these guys busted out like a special comp yesterday, I'm kind of wondering like what they are going to do for their last pick. In my mind, I'm trying to feel out this Kroll roamer, but like I can't be like making these crazy assumptions like to who knows where it'll go.
Oh, but why not?
I'd love to see that though, for sure.
All right, so we'll have to see if that Kroll's going to be in the future. There's the Vox. We got a Koshka to go with that Adagio, so we'll be an Adagio roam. It's not really going to be that mage this round, but Vox is another kind of big turning point for a lot of these teams here, Zekin.
Yeah, one of the big things about this matchup is with the Vox, with the Koshka, Blackhawk has the ability to go double Aftershock, especially against the Finn, especially against the Rona. They are going to be able to chunk down the heroes of Metapixel eSport.
So there might not be a Fortress, or there might not be a Scarf, but that percentage damage is what you would kind of look for up against this Finn.
Most certainly. That's definitely one of the big key points of, oh, a Scarf coming out, okay.
Maybe I spoke a little too soon, but the Scarf is going to be on the side here of Finn with those Fan the Flames. And doesn't really look like a laning Finn then to me. This looks like a roaming Finn.
Definitely. So they're going to be playing very passive in the jungle early, especially like we're looking at Finn and how slow he is as a hero. You have to be able to play around him and with him, or you're not going to be able to benefit from his like supportive tributes. So on the other side, they're going to play very aggressive early, having that Koshka in the jungle and Adagio. They're very strong with Adagio, level 1 to 3. They're able to use the healing and the Wrath of Agent of Wrath, just to pretty much buff up Koshka, let him invade, like put up that early game pressure. So what we're going to have to see from Media Pixel is a very controlled play in the jungle. They're going to have to make smart plays, smart rotations, and they're going to have to try and scale out into the late game. While with Blackhawk, we can definitely see them trying to push that early game aggression, try and snowball as fast as they can.
All right, so we'll have to see if that comes true. Before we throw it into game, Mr. Tasty Bacon, give us your professional opinion. You've been pretty on point with some of these calls.
I mean, this is where it gets so incredibly difficult. These 2 teams, in my opinion, are incredibly evenly matched, and it really could go either way. There's not a whole lot I have to go off of to pick a winner. So I'm just going to go completely out of left field and say because they have the courage to pick a Finn, it's going to go over to Media Pixel.
All right, well, we'll have to see if that will come to pass and prove the Tasty Bacon right, because as we jump into the fold, it's going to be Humanist and Zekin once more to bring you the action.
All right, thank you, Forecourt Jester. Humanist. This looks like it's going to be a pretty exciting match. Is there anything in particular you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to some 3-man forced accords. Mowgli's been playing out of his mind. I think across the board they have massive damage, coming out of Blackhawk. So if they put that together, get into the late game, it could be really scary. But either way, it's kind of up in the air. I'm excited.
Right. One of the big things about the Media Pixel composition is that if they do land that Force Accord, they do have the Rona Red Mist on top of the Dragon's Breath coming out of Scarf, and it can completely melt the team composition of Blackhawk. So we'll see how it goes, and let's take it into the game. All right. So we do have Media Pixel on the left side and Blackhawk on the right. Let's see how things go.
All right, we're into the fold. What's better than some vainglory in the morning?
almost nothing. This is pretty awesome.
Almost nothing. All right, players making their way out to their respective positions on the Fold. We'll have Scarf in the lane, played by Kvalifar against Sasika on that Vox. How do you expect that lane matchup?
This is actually a fairly fun matchup because Sasika is able to dodge around the Spitfires with his Sonic Zoom. However, if Kvalifar is really on point, he can actually just, every time he throws a Spitfire, he expects Sasika to use the Sonic Zoom and potentially predict where he's going to go. Because if Sasika reacts improperly, he'll get hit by it anyway.
Right. You could even get into some mind games where if they do that and have maybe the jungle rotate from the backside, get a gank off. A little bit of movement from Media Pixel over here. Looks like, rather Blackhawk, sorry about that. And these guys just putting a little pressure on this side of the jungle. No harm, no foul.
Oh, certainly, and right now Kvalifar is trying to push up the lane as much as he can. He's getting some pretty good CS. He's at 5 right now compared to Sasika's 7, so he's falling a little bit behind. But, he's getting jumped on.
Oh man, the jump goes on to Kvalifar. He didn't see that coming, and we got first blood here at 1 minute, 30 seconds into this match.
Yeah, that was a little bit over-aggressive from Kvalifar. Right there, that was a really fantastic game coming out of Blackhawk. They just jumped on him, they used the boots, and got the slow on from Bastion, and just completely took him down.
Yeah, that's going to be scary. Every time they come in like that, you got the mobility from the Koshia. She's going to jump on your face. They're going to buff her up and just easy kills.
Oh, certainly. Right now, Palmatoro and Mowgli just farming up the jungle as much as they can. Right now, the junglers are pretty even. 11 CS on Palmatoro. Cold Ice is at 9, but there is also 2 on Bastion, so it's not too bad for them.
What's the point in this game that you see this Media Pixel draft really come alive? We'll hold that thought as we see Cold Ice jumping onto Mowgli here. Resonance coming out of the Vox. Mowgli eating a lot of damage, and now 2 kills for Blackhawk. Man, these guys are really alive this morning.
Yeah, Blackhawk is doing fantastically today, and they are really playing the aggressive early game composition compared to Media Pixel's online right now. And you do see like a little bit of invasion coming in from Palmatoro. He is getting hit out by Sasika. I don't expect too much to happen right here, but so Sasika actually popped his boot, so sprint active coming out. A little bit unexpected right there.
Yeah, Palmatoro did juke through the jungle, hid in that bush, and was able to squirt his way back out into safety. Cold Ice playing around with Mowgli here in the jungle.
Yeah,
doing Jungle Book things.
Yeah, incredibly close by Mowgli, almost stealing it away, but not quite able to take it. And right now, we do see Palmatoro still sneaking into the enemy jungle, so you do see Bastion coming in after him. See if he can make a steal here.
Well, he's going for it, and Palmatoro get one and just move out of the jungle. These guys, they're very feisty with the rotations.
But certainly, right now, Cold Ice is coming back, so Palmatoro might be in a little bit of danger. He does get both of the camps. But he is locked out, so he's going to have to be running pretty
into
fast.
the fray. He does get over the wall, but Cold Ice is there, and it looks like one more shot. He's going to go down. 3 kills to Blackhawk this early in the game, man. They are looking so good.
Right, but this is expected. Media Pixel, they do have a layered game scaling composition. However, if Blackhawk gets too far ahead, if they get the early aftershocks, if Cold Ice gets the aftershock, if Sasika gets the aftershock, I am very worried for the composition of Media Pixel.
Well, there's a lot of ifs there, but these guys, of course, that's the plan. They'll try to all put it together. Kvalifar with a nice Spitfire into the bush. He scouts them out, but then they just go on him anyway. 4-0 for Blackhawk as Kvalifar drops once again here in the lane.
Yeah, Kvalifar's having a pretty rough time this game. Like, right now, Blackhawk is really taking advantage of the fact that Scarf is very, very immobile. So they just constantly gank him over and over and over, and he's just unable to get away from that at this point.
All right, well, maybe they make up a little switch, have Mowgli hang around mid just a touch more so they can secure this early game for Scarf. They don't want him to get beat too hard, but like you said, if they're able to dodge out and keep going into the game, build up these items, they're going to have some very devastating team fights.
Right, but even then, even though they look like they're behind, they're actually not falling behind in gold.
Mowgli was up front, but a jump onto Palmatoro. Cold Ice eating a lot of damage, and there we have Media Pixel on the board. It looks like the fight might continue here as Mowgli kind of resets his position, but Kvalifar moves down from lane. Bastion eating a lot of damage, and he'll go down as well.
Yeah, so Media Pixel showing what they're made of. Their composition doesn't really come online until later, but they were able to catch one member of Blackhawk out, and taking that into a 2v3 is just so advantageous for them.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that they were hanging around that much, but a nice move from Kvalifar to secure that, and 2-4 as Media Pixel get on the board here.
Right, and one of the big things about this match is that Cold Ice is falling a little behind in CS. He's at 24 to Palmatoro's 30. He did spend a lot of time in lane trying to go for those ganks on Kvalifar, and Kvalifar has not fallen behind at all.
All right, do you think these guys are just going to keep the constant invade up, or is there going to be a point where they kind of reset and become pacifists?
I don't really expect to. Both these compositions scale fairly well. It's Siska on that box, able to do a ton of damage, able to dodge around the Spitfires and Rona's just chase. But Cold Ice, he will start falling off a little bit, but it's going to be a while.
All right, well, Blackhawk making a move up towards the lane. Mowgli is hanging out. This is what we did mention before. Maybe he wants to hang out to protect Cave Olafar. He'll scout that movement out. Cave Olafar says, thanks, buddy, for that. And nothing will come of that movement. Palmatoro is up here now, 3v3 in the lane. And it looks like these guys will just feel it out and then move back towards their respective sides of the jungle.
Right, that's some incredibly intelligent play coming out from Metapixel. They saw that Cold Ice hit level 6. They knew that he wanted to come in for the gank on Cavalifar once again. And they just put Mowgli there. They're like, okay, we know you're gonna gank us. Come at us.
Well, Cold Ice with a twirly death. He's trying to get up front. Yummy Catnip Frenzy comes out onto Palmatora, but Dragon Breath from Cave Olafar from the lane. Everybody's eating damage. Who's going to go down first here? They're spreading it out very nicely. Cave Olafar getting low, and they're going to lose Scarf. Scarf is going to go down to the Koshka as well. A lot of blood here, but it's only a 1-for-1. Bastion's running away very
Bastion,
low.
no!
Bastion will go. Oh my goodness, goes down. So Sasiska will pick that up.
So well-placed scout traps right there. Fantastic stuff. Cold Ice, Siska have now respawned. So Siska didn't go down that fight. He was able to dodge around extremely well. He does have his Aftershock now, and this is a very big turning point for Blackhawk. If they're able to get Cold Ice onto an Aftershock too, I'm expecting Metapixel to have a very rough time for the next few minutes.
Well, Metapixel will just have to tough it out here. Maybe look to, do a lot of scouting, dodge those fights until they get their power spike, respectively, for their team. Looking at Blackhawk over here, what's the difference between... We've seen a lot of Rona Adagio. It's pretty similar to the Koshka Adagio, right?
So one thing about their team comp is that they are not actually taking advantage of Koshka and Adagio. They're taking advantage of Vox and Adagio. So when Adagio uses his Agent of Wrath on Vox, he is able to just dish out so much damage with those Sonic Zooms, those multiple basic attacks coming out at incredibly high speeds.
Right, so he's able to pump that damage out, hit a couple targets at the same time, and just do a lot of damage to the team fights.
And right now, we do see a little bit of invasion coming in. So Mowgli face checking a little bit. He sees it with Flare, but he'll be just fine.
Yeah, Palmatoro does jump forward into the fray there, just doing a little bit of posturing. Sasika slowed by that goop. He'll Sonic Zoom to reposition himself. Nobody quite caught yet. Mowgli eating a lot of damage. Cold Ice will jump forward onto him, but he's not low enough to be in fear of death yet. Cave Olafar just kind of poking here next to turret. Blackhawk, they're not looking to dive turret just yet, or are they? No, they're not. Whoa, the Force Accord hits 2. Dragon Breath's there, and they're going to get 1. Will they get more off the back of it? Sasika goes down as well. Now Metapixel actually in the lead with 6 kills to the 5 of Blackhawk.
So that's a fantastic play coming out of Metapixel. Blackhawk might not want to dive the turret, but they might not have a choice.
Well, you put yourself in that position. There was the Pouncy fun to get in there, and they keep poking, but you have to respect Mowgli on this Finn.
Yeah, yesterday we saw Finn coming out so incredibly strong for Mowgli. And once again, he's making plays on Sasiska, on Cold Ice. He's pulling in the carries of Blackhawk, and if he can continue doing that, I'm expecting Metapixel to do extremely well.
Yeah, and when we talk to these guys, we did mention it before yesterday, maybe even in day 1, but it's so important that Mowgli does remain positive in these games, in these matches. And when you get those 2-man forced accords under tower, under turret, get those kills early in the game, he surely will be positive.
Yeah, one of the big things about watching Metapixel though is that Mowgli buys so many mini cannons. He's constantly using mini cannons in lane on the gold mine. He's just making sure it's very, very difficult for Blackhawk to clear anything out, and it makes it very difficult for Blackhawk to do anything like that.
Yeah, Blackhawk, they said, and when we talked to them, one of the most important things to them is that they get the first gold mine on the map.
Most certainly, if they do not, oh my gosh, you can look at this. Mowgli, look at these scout traps.
This is insane. He knows that this is a priority for them. They like to have control here. So there's scout traps all over. This is insane. Just a complete minefield. Are you kidding me? Look at it. It's the 3-man forced accord into the Dragon Breath. Metapixel, they're doing it. They get 1. They're going for 2. Oh, Bastion's out to the right, Sasiska out to the west, and now the chase is on.
So this is actually not too bad for Blackhawk. They lose 1 member. Sasiska might make it out of this. He might not. Cavalifar might be in a little danger.
Oh, they've got him cornered in here. He'll try to do some damage, but will go down as well. That goes to the Finn.
All right, so Mowgli, just an absolute menace on this Finn. Landing multiple members of Blackhawk with that Force Accord, just constantly doing so much damage, and it is just incredible watching him play this.
Man, if I had to face Mowgli in a casual or ranked match and he was doing that, I would be like, man, this guy is hacking. This is not fair.
All right, Bastion coming out with the Warhorn. So this is actually a very intelligent pickup by him. When they get pulled in by the Force Accord, they will immediately pop that Warhorn and just dash out so they don't take the damage.
All right, we have Blackhawk moving out from base. They're going to start coming into their jungle. Maybe just take up some minion camps. They want to keep the aggression on, like you said. But when you get aggressive over here and you look at all these scout traps, I mean, I don't think I've seen like this many in any of the matches that we've cast so far around this gold mine this early in the game. But if they make that movement, it's the Finn really punishes that early aggression.
Oh, certainly. So Finn, he's okay against the aggression. If you push him into this jungle early on, he'll have a very rough time. But Mowgli is playing around it so incredibly well. And one of the big things about the team comp of Mediapixel is the Scarf plus the Rona. If you jump on Scarf, Rona will kill you. If you don't jump on Scarf, well, Scarf's just poking at you all day. And it's incredibly rough. But what Cavalifar and Palmatoro are doing to synergize with Mowgli's on that Finn, whenever the team of Blackhawk gets pulled in by that Force Accord, Cavalifar, he has his Dragon's Breath ready. Palmatoro, he's using the Red Mist. And because of the Frostburn on Cavalifar, oh, we have a fight.
Oh, the stuns there. It looked like they wanted to follow up, but just not quite. And Cold Ice eating a bit of damage as Palmatora did find him. Wait for it, comes out. Not really going to land. And one Force Accord lands on the Cold Ice. That's nice. Dragon Breath is going to be there, and he will go down. Scarf's going to pick up that kill. A couple of turret shots for Palmatoro's trouble, but hey, 9-5 for Mediapixel. They trade. Oh, he comes around the back. They're going to get Adagio as well. Palmatoro
just doing absolutely fantastic work on their team competition. Mediapixel is really taking advantage of their, not even like their power spike, they're taking advantage of their composition as a whole. When all their ultimates are up, with the Force Core, with the Dragon's Breath, with the Red Mist, they're able to melt everyone on Blackhawk, and with the Frostburn on Cavalifar, once they get pulled in, they are never making it back out.
Yeah, the thing, well, with Scarf is like he puts his goop down, right? A lot of times you can predict it, it's kind of easy to avoid, but it's so easy to just get that goop down and light it on fire when you get everybody pulled into that group.
Most certainly, and with Mowgli, he has that Quibble maxed out. He will be able to land those tons. If he managed to catch, even a single member, as we saw, Cold Ice, he got pulled in. He did not reflex block quite in time, and he was just instantly deleted.
Yeah, it's so hard. He's going to have to constantly be aware of where Mowgli is. Vision's going to be priority for these guys.
Look at these scout traps. This is just like, it's Christmas or something.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas over here, but it's true.
Yeah, this is, they're just laying the map up with their scout traps. They are not let go of this gold mine at any point in time. And right now, Cold Ice, he has that Aftershock, but honestly, he can't even do that much with it. He needs to farm. He needs to get a little bit more tanky. He needs to be able to survive against Palmatoro and Cavalifar. But right now, they are so far behind that it's going to be so rough for them.
Yes, it truly will be a rough time here as the next few minutes progress. Mediapixel flexing their muscles as they move through and pick up a couple minion camps from the side of Blackhawk. And looks like they're going to make a move towards lane here. There was the Force Accord onto Cold Ice. He hits it. Dragon Breath's going to come out. Cold Ice goes on to Cavalifar, just trying to get some return damage. He knows he's caught and will go down. That one goes to Scarf as well.
Yeah, one of the big things about Cavalifar is I don't think I've ever seen him get locked down by Yummy Cat and Frenzy. They have played against so many Koshkas, and every single time he reflex blocks them perfectly. And on the other side, Cold Ice, he did get pulled in by that Force Accord. He does have an Aegis, but he's just not using it fast enough.
Cavalifar, that's right. Actually, we did see him do a lot of reflex blocking yesterday, and it's one of the most impressive things because you have to be so on point with that.
Yeah, most certainly. Right now, Cold Ice, level 11, Siska level 11. He has a breaking point. He has the Aftershock, so he has his favorite Vox build. But can they survive in these fights? Like, there's so much AoE coming out of the Mediapixel team composition. With Scarf maxing out a Dragon's Breath, they are just dishing out immense damage at all times.
Yeah, it's massive damage. If you're caught, it's most likely that you're going to go down. But as we look for Blackhawk moving into this game, we're getting later and later. We're 14 minutes into the game. We're going to be approaching the 15-minute mark soon. We know that Vox is going to become a very scary threat if the game progresses and his item progression goes as well. What do you think the full item build for this Vox will be when he's scary to the team of Mediapixel?
Honestly, it's not even that he needs to get any more offensive items. He needs defense. He needs to be able to survive against that Dragon's Breath because once he gets pulled in, if Mowgli is able to, oh my goodness.
The mass scout trap popping as Blackhawk does move into the jungle, or in the middle of the jungle here for like the first time in I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes. And they must be aware that there are just scout traps absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a surprise to them. They knew that there was some scout traps there. I don't think they realized that there was quite that many of them.
Yeah, you're used to hearing the beep beep, and then but it times 10 there.
Yep, so the Kraken has spawned. So Pixel might be starting this up. They do have an opportunity to edge this because Blackhawk did just recall. I think Blackhawk knows what they're up to, but I don't know if they're going to be able to stop this.
Well, a very smart play from Pixel, knowing that they have probably just enough time to get this Kraken captured, and they know the scout trap field is down, and man, Pixel are absolutely on fire. But you know, they've been playing like this from day one. I've got a lot of respect for both of these teams, but Pixel just feels like they've been almost flawless from game one.
Yeah, one of the big things about Pixel is their team compositions that they put together in the draft phase are just so fantastic against their enemy teams. Like, against the Siska, that Vox is a menace. But Vox against the Scarf will poke at him from just out of his range, and he won't be able to touch him at all. And if he gets close, the Dragon's Breath comes out and just completely melts him.
Yeah, and then you have those skills from Scarf that they're, well, I'll hold this thought as Cold Ice does move forward. Turret will drop, and Cold Ice got to be careful. Dragon Breath will come out. Palmator with the red mist forward bash, and he's going to sacrifice himself as he moves off toward the west. Scarf picks up that kill, now 12-5 at the 16-minute mark. And we have Kraken hitting on the next turret here in the choke point of this map. Oh, Scarf's going to get Koshka as well. Blackhawk starting to crumble here. Well, they're going to have to hold together strong, and Vox goes down as well. It's the ace. Kraken's in the base. What is going on?
Yeah, so Pixel just playing their team composition flawlessly. They hit their power spike, even though Blackhawk was aiming for about the same timing. Blackhawk, they got the 2 aftershocks. They are pretty powerful, but they were not able to get enough of a gold lead to get ahead of Pixel.
Just absolutely beautiful play from Pixel, and for good reason. These guys have so many fans. And wow, I'm very impressed with that. I don't even know what's going to happen in game 2.